Hey, I have Windsor-Essex County's very own Jen, the Tailgate Takeout, if you follow her on Instagram, and if not, you should be. Hi Jen, how you doing?
Hi Tracy, I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. It's been a year since we've had you. I didn't realize it was that long. Jen knows everything food related in the Windsor-Essex County area. She is the go-to person if you want to know about any events, about food trucks, restaurants, you name it, she knows it.
I try to keep up with, but there's always new ones popping up, which is really cool. I love our region for that.
Now, how do you find out about these? Do they come to you now, or are you still scrolling?
A little bit of both. Sometimes I'm tipped off. Someone says, oh, this person's opening a restaurant. Sometimes they reach out to the page, just kind of scrolling and seeing what's out there. I like to kind of keep my ear out for new things.
And there's always things popping up, it seems lately. Or people are rebranding, retooling, reinventing themselves, but my waistline hates it.
No, I was going to say we don't want to look at last year's and how much weight has gained since the last interview. No, we don't look. Okay, good.
It was good.
It's fine. We have our personality.
That's okay. We like food.
We do. And it's hard to say no to a lot of this. It's just so good. And our area is full of super talented people, and I think people don't realize how spoiled we are here. Like the restaurants, the diversity of the restaurants, and basically whatever you've got a craving for, you can generally find around here. But yeah, it's very hard to say no, especially when you look at some of the stuff coming out. It's just like beautiful, and it looks as good as it tastes, and yeah.
Oh, I hear you. After we're done, I'm going to Villa 92 in Tecumseh.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They have such great food. Nice small menu, because I can never choose. I always ask the waitress, so what do you suggest? What's your favorite? Because you give me too many options, forget it.
Yeah. Or go with a friend. You make someone order one thing, you order the other. That's the trick. That's what I like to try to do is share.
Well, at Villa 92, the nice thing is it's kind of like Erie St GastroPub. There's a lot of apps, and their appetizers are shareable. So you have more than enough. So we'll order a ton of apps between me and John.
I love doing that too. It's nice to have those restaurants where you have a lot of a variety of things that you can kind of pick at and share. But yeah, I have a hard time choosing. And sometimes, just from doing the page and thinking about it from a perspective of what do I want to photograph, or what do I want to feature? And then I actually have a hard time deciding what do I actually want? Because I'll eat anything like that. I'm not too picky. But
you're like me. You tend to lean towards Mexican food. And the margaritas.
And margaritas. That's where my heart is. I think anyone that follows the page, I get so many memes about tacos and also pickles. So that's pretty funny. Actually, Red Piston just did the little action figure AI trend that's been going around.
Yeah.
And my accessories were a taco and a pickle. So yeah, it's just something. And I think we have a great schmattering of Mexican style restaurants of all different, you have authentic, coming out of Leamington. Then you've got Grand Cantina that's more funky, inventive, and then El Patron, again, very authentic, and just a really cool atmosphere. They're always changing up their drinks, and it's just always a good Mexican food, Mexican culture. It's just always a good vibe to me. So I kind of lean towards that.
But I was thinking of you last night I was at Erie St GastroPub, and they had a harvest apple margarita.
I saw your picture.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And there was cinnamon stick in it, and cinnamon and sugar lining the rim. It was like apple juice heaven, and I probably could have drank it all night long.
I know. I'm sad I missed that one because I love Erie St GastroPub. Just went there for a Christmas event a few months back, but always, again, very cool, very different, great cocktail menu. I just like the vibe of a place, and that's been the really great thing about doing what I do is meeting the people behind it, understanding their passion behind it, and seeing that come through in the food and drink menu, and just how fun it is. Like I said, we walk into El Patron, you walk into Grand Cantina, it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just great, and it's it's very welcoming, and you just want to be a part of that vibe,
And that's the thing with Villa 92 Eatery and also Erie St GastroPub is their Asian fusion. Erie St, I know they are from the Toronto area and came down, and they're bringing some of the knowledge of the Toronto food industry. And Villa 92, they are from Windsor, but she likes the Toronto vibe. So they're going that way as well. So it's really nice to have like normal foods, like normal English foods, as well as the Asian little flair to it. And that's my second favorite kind of food.
It's hard for me to, I always, like I said, we lean towards tacos, Mexican food, but like I'll generally try anything. I go on these runs of like, I'm on a sushi kick, so I'll be ordering from like Kona or Funky Chow like every other day. Like you kind of go on runs or you get in moods for certain things. Obviously, like we have a great Italian community here. My stepdad's Italian, so I always kind of lean towards that and a little bit snobby, I think, with some of that. So I mean, you'll see that a lot come through on my page. Like I definitely have like the cuisines I lean towards, but I am open to try anything once. I don't think there's anything I've ever really said no to unless it's like just way out of my comfort zone, but I have not run into that yet in like, it just was 4 years of actual tailgate takeout.
That's what I was going to ask you. For the people that have not or haven't watched the first episode, what is the background of Tailgate Takeout?
Yeah, so I've had the page itself for about 8 or 9 years, I want to say. Prior to that, it was called Jen the Star Wars Nerd, huge Star Wars nerd. I was also on the radio. That's kind of where I started. And we were doing the Monday Morning Munchies segment, and I would come in and do kind of nerd segments as well with the morning show boys on 89X. And then the pandemic hit. And we were kind of filming some videos. We were still trying to do like the junk food thing and filming videos separate. And then I said, hey guys, like let's get out to some of the restaurants that are really suffering right now, because we had done a few where we had gone into different restaurants. We went to Salty Dog, Garfield's out in the county. And I said, well, let's do more, but let's do it outside. Let's all park in a semicircle and open up our tailgates, and let's all eat together in the tailgate. So we're all safely distanced and we're still supporting like local food versus just like junk food, grocery store stuff. And they were like, you know what? No, we're going to hold off. And then 89X became a country station. Things kind of evolved from there. And I said, you know what? I still want to do this. It's something like I feel very passionate about. I had known a few of the restaurant owners and, food business owners. Obviously, again, if people know my page, they know like Robbie's Gourmet Sausage. Is the big
Your brother from another mother.
yeah, it's the big brother I never wanted. I always joke about. But, he's fantastic, going to the Cheese Bar all the time, all these little places. And I used to just post about it. And I was like, well, no, this needs to be the focus of my page. So I shifted to these Tailgate Takeout episodes right at the beginning of the pandemic. And I had a surprise COVID baby. And I lockdown was boring. Had to do something. The first video is like she was less than a month old and she's just off camera. My husband's taking her for a little stroller walk, and I was doing these videos with like a newborn baby. But it was something I really was passionate about, and I saw and knew so many of the restaurant owners that were struggling, and I thought like, hey, if I have a platform and I can spread the word at all, like this is something I feel called to do. Like it was just something that felt like a natural progression of what I was already doing. So yeah, it evolved from there.
Well, it's so much fun. It's so much fun to find all these different places, and that's where, I mean, people can talk about Toronto and they can talk about Detroit and Chicago and New York and that, but we're just this small little area of Ontario, Essex County all included, and we have such a wide variety, like you said, of foods, of different flavors of foods, but we really pack in the restaurants and the cafes that make the lunches and everything, and It's hard to say no because they're all good.
They are. And really the first year was me literally driving everywhere across Essex County. And like, I don't even want to think about how much money I spent, how much gas I burned, going to all these places, setting up in parking lots because again, the restaurants were closed. So really just exploring. I had known a lot just because I enjoyed prior to doing the page, I had enjoyed trying new restaurants, but really going out there and seeing, you know, the different places that I hadn't tried, bringing attention to them. Definitely went broke and put on weight in the first couple of years. Oh well. And
we're happy.
Yeah. But then things changed as, you know, the pandemic wound down, people started going back into restaurants, and a lot of them started just inviting me in, and they wanted to show off. You know, some of them had redone their dining rooms, or they had kind of unique things look better plated, right? You know, I was eating out of takeout containers, but you know, then you see this beautiful plating of a meal. So the page has kind of shifted more to that like traditional food blogger. Which you see a lot of everywhere in every city. There's always tons of us, right? I miss doing the tailgate part of it because it was something unique and it was fun and I could just kind of do it on my own time. But at the same time, it's a better representation of the restaurants to kind of to be there, right?
Well, you can just change it up a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the back of your car now. It could be from a patio.
Yeah. We were doing, that was the first kind of transition back to the restaurants was the first summer where everything kind of opened up. It was patio pit stops. And so I'm kind of in the process right now of rethinking because someone said to me, like, why is it called Tailgate Takeout? And I'm like, yes, if you're new, you do not realize kind of where this came from, and it doesn't really make sense anymore. So rebranding is in the works. That's hard, obviously.
Honestly, this is the year of transition. I know so many people that want to branch out into different things or rebrand themselves, and me included, but that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider, right? Because people, it's funny. Someone's like, "Are you Mrs. Tailgate?" Like, yes, I am.
My first name is Tailgate.
Yeah, but that's what people know you as. You know, like same with YQG and Bloom. I know you have a similar story of just starting this in the pandemic and starting from like gardening and plants, and so it's like, okay, what does this represent? I think for you, yours obviously, you know,
Windsor's blooming.
Exactly. So it still works. But for me, I'm going, when people are starting to question, or there's actually a new restaurant out in Essex called Tailgaters. Which I haven't tried, which you would think, like, I need to get there, actually. But I keep getting resumes for people applying for jobs, or like, hey, are you open today? And I'm like, oh, okay. No, I'm not a restaurant. I think it's probably time, but slowly but surely, again, doing this is not my full-time gig, and I have 2 kids at home, so trying to balance all the regular work and the side projects and tailgate and the kiddos is a lot.
She has about 50 jobs.
Yes.
I swear to goodness.
I tried to cut back, and then I think I just took more now.
I'm thinking so, because you also write for the food and wine for the Drive
The Drive Magazine I write for. They'll be coming out with a special edition food and wine magazine. So that's kind of my little baby right now in the coming weeks. But yeah, I've been with the Drive, I want to say, about 7 years. Took a little break just because I need to, be a mom and, work the full-time job. But coming back to that because it's really something I'm passionate about. That's my actual job. What I actually went to school for is to be a writer. And
you're good at it.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So that's one little side project. I write the visitor guide for Tourism Windsor Essex. I've done that the last, I think the last 4 years. So this page has brought me a lot of amazing opportunities. And so I've been able to kind of marry, the passion project with the actual skill. So that's been really lovely. And managing a little bit, a few social media accounts for different, restaurants, that kind of, people in the industry, but it becomes a lot.
I didn't know you did that either. Holy jeepers. My God. How do you sleep?
No, I do not. I stopped sleeping here.
You just eat and drink coffee.
Yeah, that's so much caffeine. But yeah, it's a lot, but it's when you love it, like I don't know how to not, because you want to just keep going because it's great and you meet the most lovely people.
It's true. Yeah. I'm the same way, because I kind of went through a little bit of a funk this year, and then I'm like, I don't know. And people were going, you can't stop this. And I've still been doing it, but finding other things and rebranding and the passion of it, and just every week I'm going out at least once or twice to meet people, because I always meet them first. And this town is just all about being supportive.
It is. And I think we're so lucky. And you think of things, I think of during the pandemic or, afterwards, where people, they needed, their freezer broke at a restaurant. Then you've got like 5 other restaurants going, you can store stuff here, you can borrow mine, or like one of the breweries, one of their, systems broke. And so they were able to go to the other breweries to help them out. Like, people don't realize how interconnected everyone is and how supportive, like, people that are in the same industry and the same type of cuisine, and they're not competing.
No,
they're supporting each other, which is, again, it's why you do what you do. It's you love
Fog
it.
and Craft Heads are blending together, moving next door to Windsor Eats.
That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be an amazing corner.
I think people are very adaptable, and you have to be. And even in the current climate where like the world just seems like, there are days where you're like, okay, is this it? But people are adaptable. They're supportive. They think of like new ways to stay alive and to keep going. And it's so beautiful to see that. It really is. And so for me, it just makes me want to keep doing what I'm doing, because I want to share these stories. And that's a lot with like working for the Drive, is like, here's some ideas. Like, you didn't know that this chef overcame cancer and used to have a music career, and this and this and this. Like, all of these stories I think really need to be told. I think people would be surprised, like the incredible people, or how they relate to, your own personal stories. And I think that's a big part of the page as well, is like connecting people.
And now I know you have an event that's coming up. This is year 2. 4 or 3. Wow.
3. Year 2 in the same spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Year 3, or the first year was like, I don't know what to expect, but we're going to just do this. So yeah, we're doing the Charity Cornhole Tournament again this year. This was something I came up with a few years ago, where I had people message the page and they said like, oh, like, I want to come out and eat with you, or where are you going? Or like, you should go out with people. And I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but like, how can we bring that together and, make it kind of a party? It's something that matched the tailgate theme. And I thought, what do people do when you tailgate? You eat food and you play cornhole.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I want to do a cornhole tournament. How do I do that? I don't think I've ever played sober, right? You just in the backyard, at a barbecue or something. So I actually met an amazing person, Jason Charette from Windsor Cornhole.
That's what I was just going to say. We have somebody in Windsor that makes cornholes. We do everything here.
There's a couple, and there are a few leagues. I didn't realize it was as big as it was.
No.
So I met Jason. I don't know if I would have been able to run the event without him. He does everything, like, it's a computerized system. You check in with an app and you know what, what board you're supposed to be at. It's incredible. So he was really like the savior of, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then I happened to meet him. And then it kind of just grew from there. So the first year we raised about $2,500 for the Welcome Center Shelter for Women. And then year 2, I thought, okay, I want to go big. It was out in the county the first year. The second year, I thought I want to bring it into Windsor, so it's kind of walkable for people that live close. And I've worked with Walkerville Brewery just through my page for many years, and they're a fantastic team. I love what they do at the night market. So I said, can we do this here? Can we do this here? And I've also worked with the Canadian Mental Health Association as a Soul Focus ambassador the last few years. And I thought, okay, this is a cause that really aligns to things I want to support and promote, people, sharing their struggles with mental health. So partnered up with them, partnered up with Walkerville, brought in Jason from Windsor Cornhole. And last year we more than doubled what we raised the first year. And we had over 52 teams, which is like 104 people plus. And then plus everyone who I know you guys stopped by.
Oh my God. Now, if you're in the Windsor-Essex County area, you have to go to this because there was food trucks, there was alcohol with the Walkerville
was set up. Yeah.
And then you go out of it and it was like a little market as well. There was a few different things going on. There was so much going on. It was so much fun. And I didn't even play it.
Yeah, it was, and that's the thing. I know, like, my parents came, but they're like, we don't want to play. Like, just come hang out.
I might play this year if I need a team.
No, so this is actually the really cool thing this year. So, people were signing up as teams the first 2 years, and Jason was like, you know what, we do these swap tournaments, and they've been really successful. So everyone this year will sign up as an individual. So ticket prices are lower. You're just signing up yourself. You can still come with your friends, hang out with your friends, but you're going to play with a stranger. You're going to play with, maybe it's someone you know, maybe it's a professional cornhole player, because we have a lot of people that play in leagues that come out.
I don't even know the last time I've played.
So this is where you still have a shot at, these cash prizes, because you're playing with a variety of different people with different skill levels. You're meeting new people, which is fun, but you're still hanging out with, all of your regular friends, because you're not really hanging out with people when you're playing. You're on one end and they're way over there on the other end. But it gives you an opportunity to say, like, you're playing with someone who plays in a league every week. Like, well, you might make it through to the end round and maybe you're going to win a cash prize. So I think that's really great, because a lot of people were like, oh man, these professional cornhole players are kicking my butt.
Now, how much will it cost to enter now that it's just one person?
So it's $35.
Okay.
Tickets are on sale through Eventbrite. The event is actually, I don't think we mentioned the date. The event it's May 24th from 12 to 5 at Walkerville Brewery. And $35 per person. So sign yourself up, but obviously, bring your friends, and you might even end up playing with someone you come with. And then we've got, I always like to have that food element, obviously, because that's what I do. So we have Butchers on the Block this year, which I was like, oh my God, we're getting Butchers on the Block. They're fantastic. Have you not had Butchers on the Block?
Yes, I've had them, but I thought they were there last year for some reason.
No, we had Phil from Black Magic, who is amazing. Last year, he made a dill pickle mac and cheese.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. So I'm trying to rotate through the different events.
So good.
Oh, yes, they're amazing. They're deep fried mac and cheese.
I was just going to say.
Yeah. So they'll be there. And then Tallulah Cafe, they are incredible. The F&B hospitality group, I absolutely love them. I love all of their restaurants. So they own, it used to be F&B, but they own Tallulah, Funky Chow, Grand Cantina, and then the Tiki Bar. I know the owner, kind of speakeasy tiki bar. They're a fantastic group. They're big, supporters of the Walkerville region. So they're on board again as a sponsor this year. They're super supportive, and they'll also have Tallulah's got a new truck. Like a new trailer. So they're going to have all beverages, snacks, those kind of light things. And then a runner. So if anyone wants to order from Funky Chow, they can take their order, and then have it brought to them. Yeah.
That's cool. Cause I know Tallulah is vegan.
Not all of it.
Oh,
they have a lot of vegan options, and they actually won an award for best vegan eater. Yeah. It's not all vegan. But yeah, they've got great coffees, teas, like ice, it'll be stuff because it'll be warm out. And then different pastries. Oh, their peanut butter cookies are my favorite. But so we've got those two lined up, which is great. We've got another local business. It's called Affinity Outdoor. They actually make patio furniture from recycled plastics from the automotive industry. Oh, it is such a cool concept. So it's high-end, beautiful patio furniture, and it's made from the waste that, the gentleman who started it, he actually saw that this was a problem. Like, look how much we're throwing away. Look, it's bad for the environment. So taking these plastics and repurposing them into high-end, beautiful patio furniture. So he'll have his stuff set up. So there's kind of, I think last year you saw there's the chill zone, and there's some umbrellas, some patio stuff, and he's actually giving away one of our giveaways is a patio set, 2 Adirondack chairs and a table. So we've got a 50-50 draw. We've got some other giveaways from local businesses. I love Nuts for Dates. Right away, we're like, what do you need? We want to support this. So we've got some great raffle prizes as well from other local businesses. And I'm excited. I want to go bigger, and I want to.
It sounds it.
Yeah, I want to beat what I did last year. So again, I think I have like the A team. Like I think everyone is just like doing an amazing job of promoting this. The CMHA is wonderful to work with, and
I'm thinking we need a little live feed going on.
I think we should.
Yeah.
It's good at this cornhole action. It gets kind of crazy. So
it is. I had a blast. I mean, I wish I could have gone there longer, but it was near the end of the day, and it was hot and it was fun.
Yeah, I try to do it like, so it's May 24th, which actually is the weekend after the long weekend, because everyone says May 24 weekend.
Yeah.
But I know that a lot of people go away that weekend. So it's the weekend after the long weekend. It's a Saturday, 12 to 5. And yeah, you might not be there the whole day because as the elimination rounds happen, then it goes down to like the final 2. But yeah, I think it's just a fun time, even if you're not playing. And that's kind of the vibe I wanted.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah. It gets pretty intense.
I know they get so serious watching their faces, and it's like...
It's fun.
I don't
it's really
think
fun.
anybody'd want to play with me because I wouldn't even get it halfway because it's quite a distance.
Yeah, the professional like distance between them I was like, oh no, I'm not playing. No, but it's fun, and I think a lot of people were surprised actually how well they did too. They were like, oh wow, this is great, and it opened up people into the potential of playing in a league, and really introducing that sport and growing the sport locally too, which is nice to see. Like I said, I've loved working with Windsor Cornhole, and I think I've just found the right group of people to continue to grow this.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know you do some spots with AM 800 with Dan and Dan McDonald from the Dan McDonald Show. And you
Kyle.
guys talk, and Kyle.
Yeah.
And that's all food related.
Yeah, that's been really fun as well. I've been on with Dan. No, Dan, which is, I think about it, is like over 20 years now from when I started at the radio station, and Kyle almost just as long. So, always pop on Dan's show. We announced the Cornhole Tournament on Dan's show, and I've been doing some videos with Kyle Horner too. He has the segment Saturday. Yeah, Saturday mornings. So we've gone on and done a few videos together, and it's been fun, kind of bringing him along. And I think he's a little bit of a picky eater, actually. So I'm like, no, you're gonna eat this. But yeah, it's been really fun, and we're hoping to do a little bit more of that into the summer as well. We've got a few things coming up, so always good to kind of I like to dip my toes back into radio and stay connected with the people that the people at AM 800 have been my friends. Like I said, it's been like 20 years, and I love that I still get to work with them. Yeah.
It's nice to turn on the radio and it's like, oh, I know her.
Yeah. It's been really cool to be able to do that. So that's something. It's just another little fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed the
side quest. Yeah,
I enjoyed the segments that you did with Kyle. It was funny. I mean, I'm sorry, he's a sloppy eater. That was awesome.
There's so many napkins.
Burgers. When you guys did the burgers and it was just all over the place. I'm like, oh, I need
tailgate bibs because I've ruined so many white shirts. Yeah.
I always said to him about my son, you're not allowed to wear a white, and his fiance buys him a white hoodie, and I'm like, 5 minutes, boom, something on it.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson over the years. So dark clothes. But yeah, it's just, again, it's one of those little like side quest fun things that I get to do, and I get to, bring in the people that I love to work with and do cool shit, you know? Yeah.
I like that. Okay, we are back, and when I was at Erie St GastroPub last night, I had to bring some of their alcohol-infused ice cream.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I skipped ahead.
Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, I have to look here. It is the London Fog Rum Chatta. Oh, my gosh. And I had some of this last night, and it's just so good. So I apologize, but we're going to be eating while we talk because You have to hit Erie St GastroPub for their infused ice cream. And they do have the non-alcoholic as well. So,
But I mean, this is pretty good. Just said 12%.
I think so.
I've never been bombed off of ice cream before. But there's a first time for everything. Yeah, I've been meaning to try this. That's the Frozen Fusion is kind of like the brand of this. Again, Erie St GastroPub. They're fantastic. Their food's great. I love their poutine. It's like a very different, like the flavor. It's got that Asian fusion vibe to it.
Last night he had the sticky pork belly. Yeah, this
is so good.
I know, it's like you get pulled over. How much have you had tonight? Oh, just a margarita and about 5 scoops of ice cream. Nothing.
Not lying. No, this is fantastic. This is like, I hate when I try things and I'm like, why did it take me so long to try them? But again, it's so hard to get out to all these places all the time. But yeah, love the team there. This is amazing. They've also got a coffee shop right around attached, the Refined Roast. They're lovely, lovely people. And I will definitely be back here in the summer. I love rum Chatta and I love London Fog. And so this is like the ice cream baby I never knew I needed.
I know.
This is great. Yeah, I do. I mean, the number one rule of like TV and don't eat on camera. And
I'm
like
sorry.
That's literally, I built a career out of it. So
You have to.
So I'm going to have to buy more of this. This is when like the job becomes a problem.
But this is where the job was a nice job because Graham was lovely enough. I asked him to buy that to bring here today. And he's like, no. He says, you guys try it out.
The generosity and the kindness of so many of these restaurant owners, and just it's lovely to meet people that you otherwise wouldn't have met. And like I said, you hear their stories, you see why they're passionate about what they're doing, and it's been really fantastic. And yeah, a lot of like really cool friendships have formed from me doing what I do. And we joked about before was Robbie.
Yeah.
Everyone, they're like, is that your husband? I'm like, God, no.
And we're talking from Robbie's Sausage.
Yeah, Robbie's Gourmet Sausage, formerly in Walkerville. He's out of Littlefoot Foods now. He's got
another beautiful pairing.
Yes, fantastic. And actually, yeah, he's collaborated with them quite a bit on a lot of their like pierogies, which has been neat. I've collaborated with him. I want to say our first sausage came out 8 years ago. Was the JB Strong Chicken Gyro. I had gone through an illness and I was going through a really strict diet and I was not eating pork. And we loved Robbie's. We loved going there. It was a cool business. And I said, you don't really make a lot of chicken sausage. Like, have you thought about this?
I've never even thought of chicken sausage.
Yeah, but I was like, there's got to be an alternative. I'm not like a big pork fan. And I said, have you thought of like chicken gyro or like some kind of like street foodie, like we're, making food that tastes like other food. And he's like, no, let me get back to you. And I kind of thought, like he's just being nice. And then I get a message like 2 days later saying JB Strong Chicken Gyro coming next week. And I was like, what? So he made the sausage. It was amazing. He named it after me, which was really funny because that was my personal Instagram handle was JB Strong, and he thought that was very funny for some reason. So, so we have, I want to say it's close to 10, maybe about 8 sausages now under that line that we've kind of
and what are
developed.
Because I didn't know this.
Yeah. So chicken gyro was the first. We also did the chicken shawarma. I love the street food, like handheld. I love sandwiches. Huge pickle fan, obviously. So we did the JB Strong No Big Dill, which is like bacon, cheese, and it's loaded with dill pickle. So that's the big.
I need to go over there.
Yeah, and their number one like seller has been the JB Strong Philly cheesesteak. Okay. So Philly cheesesteak sausage. So he rotates through all of these. We've had a bunch. We've had like a taco, the Taco Supreme one that literally tastes like, I don't know how he got the corn tortilla flavor in it, but it tastes like you're eating like a Taco Bell taco. And it's so good. Actually, I brought some for Kyle to try because I'm like, you have to try this. I
had a blueberry one that he did.
Drunken blueberry is so good.
And he said to pair it with the farmer's cheese pierogi from Littlefoot Food. And it's so good together.
he's just an incredible chef in general. Like I always bug him, like, when are you going to open a restaurant? When are you going to do this? Because I think he's so talented, and his flavor profiles and how smart. And again, a self-taught person. He was in landscaping, and then had a chorizo sausage in Mexico, changed his life, and he became obsessed with this. And then we just kind of became besties, and it's this really weird relationship where we, yell at each other and work things out and try to find cool ways to do new sausages. And so we've got one new one in the works that we're trying to figure out. And I think as he's grown and learned how to mimic the flavors of things and work with things that he's finally like ready to launch this one that I've been pushing probably since the beginning.
Do you know when about that's going to come? I'm not even going to ask what it is. It's got to be a surprise.
It's going to be a surprise, but it's another like sandwichy, street foodie kind of vibe that I always lean towards. But it will be hopefully in the next month or so. We're working on potentially an event together. We're just kind of ironing out the details, but type of like a pairing event. So pairing the sausages and having Robbie kind of explain the flavor profiles and how he came up with them. So I'm super excited for that. He's run sausage making classes, and I think this could be like kind of the next evolution of what he's doing, because again, I just think he's so super talented.
He is. And I know I've gone to Littlefoot Foods to get pierogies and that's when I found out Robbie was there, and that they serve a lunch. His burgers, oh my goodness. I have to stay away from there. I haven't been in a while because I know I'd be addicted. And then the poutine, you have to upsize to the poutine.
Yeah, that's what got Kyle. I did a video at Littlefoot. Kyle was like, I need this poutine every day in my life.
It's true.
Yeah, and then, so Robbie's incorporated some of his sauces into that menu, and he, again, has worked really well with them. The burgers have the Zoob sauce, which I keep pushing him. Like, you got to sell some of these. What you're doing is amazing.
It's true.
So yeah, it's been a really cool, like, again, it's one of those stories where I get to watch him grow, and it's become this weird little friendship that like,
it's the perfect friendship.
Yeah.
Perfect combination of tastes.
Yeah, so I'm constantly like, that's too spicy. What are you doing here? And he's like, this is why I'm doing this. And it's a fun little thing. And so I think like that I'm like, how come we haven't actually done like really an event together? He was the food vendor for my first cornhole tournament, but other than that, I'm like, we haven't done enough together. So I think this will be really fun. So details to come in the coming weeks. So you'll see it on my page and on Robbie's page, and I hope to get a good crowd out for that.
That'll be fun.
Like my day job is an event manager, an event planner. So
it's right up your alley.
I'm trying to, again, like with the writing, I'm trying to merge those two loves and get some more food related events coming on in the city in the next year. So I like the experience of going out, not just like, you go and have a meal and it's good, but like the experience of like, this pairs with this, or you hear like why the chef, made this go with potatoes instead of rice. And, it kind of adds to the experience of going out. You're not just sitting around and, shoveling down a meal and leaving. You're kind of having this whole experience, and it's opening and kind of broadening your horizons to new things. And I hope it inspires people when they go out. Like I know my son is 13. And he's been my little foodie buddy through a lot of this. And he actually is like, maybe I want to learn how to cook.
Ooh.
And so that's kind of what I'm like, introducing people to, like maybe a new passion, or even just like cooking at home. And that's kind of the point of all of this, is just inspire people, right? To do fun things and to learn new things.
Well, I never would have met Adriana or Windsor Eats without you. And me and John.
I'm sorry?
No, it's a good thing. Me and John, in the summertime, we were there at least once a week, at least. And it's just a fun place. Even in the wintertime, food's amazing. The food trucks, and
they do great events. I love people that like just keep working for this city, because I think we're like our own worst critics a lot of the times. And growing up, it was like, there's nothing to do in Windsor, and I was like, okay, betcha, have you looked? And that's, again, with this page is showing people like there's so much out there, and there are these passionate people that keep going and keep thinking of like cool new things to bring to our city or concepts or ideas. It's just, it's very cool to be a little itty bitty part of that.
No, I think you're a big part of the food industry. In Windsor, Essex County, you are. If people followed you, they would see all the lovely places that you've been to and get to visualize the food.
Yeah, that's a thing too, is kind of showing people like, this is what it looks like inside. Here's what, here's what I suggest to order. And then, it breaks down some of those initial barriers of people going like, oh, what if I don't like something? Okay, well, you got a little taste of it by just seeing some of the pictures.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, it looks really fancy outside, and you realize when you go in there, it's nice and it's warm. Like Erie St GastroPub, it looks like it should be a really fancy dress-up place, even when you go inside, but it really isn't. It's just a really warm,
welcoming, inviting, like casual, like they sell poutine. Maybe you wouldn't know that if you didn't, see them on social media. But yeah,
frozen ice.
Oh God, this ice cream. Yeah, I'm gonna need more of this.
So, is there anything else that you're going to be doing? Oh my goodness!
Is there anything else? There actually is. That's the sad part. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, working on a few more like events, kind of in the background. I was like towards Halloween, working with the team at Scarehouse on things. So hopefully continue to do that. A few little things that are already kind of cooking.
You were the one that put together that dinner that we did.
Yeah, that was
at
me.
Scarehouse. Oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah,
The food was amazing. I
love horror movies. I love scary stuff. I love Halloween. And that was like, these are my favorite things all together. And then I think you almost took down Kyle.
Hey, he had his shirt. Well, it wasn't ripped, but it was pulled. There was a huge pull, and I'm sorry. I had my light on the whole time, and Ben's behind me, and I'm screaming blue bloody murder.
But the food was great.
It was.
It was fun. That was the black and white dinner that we did.
It was weird to try and eat food that you couldn't see what it is, and you couldn't, I couldn't figure out the carrots.
No, I thought they were parsnips. And then I tasted them. I'm like, no, that's not a parsnip.
I thought it was a sweet potato.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, because the flavoring,
yeah.
Every once in a while I had to put my camera on so you could see.
I didn't know what the dessert was. I was like, I thought it was strawberry, it was cherry, because one of the rooms is like eating in a black and white movie. They have different themes. We did, the one year was like a fortune teller theme one. They've got like a cabin in the woods murder kind of one that's really fun as well. So yeah, that's something, again, these cool experiences that people are building out that I just want to continue to highlight. And again, finding cool people to do cool shit with.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to see the rebranded Tailgate Takeout.
I'm nervous.
I think that's going to be fun.
But I think it'll match more of like what I'm doing. So yeah, it's always scary when you do that. I hope I can still always be Mrs. Tailgate, and
You will.
Yeah. Yep.
You will. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on again and giving us
I appreciate the
information.
ice cream.
Oh, darn tootin'.
Thank you, Graham. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
And I'm going to have all the information up on the podcast as well as social media about the Cornhole Tournament that is coming May 24th, 2025 from 12 to 5 p.m. at Walkerville Brewery. Put on by her and a lot of lovely people. If you want to try your hand at cornhole, go for it, go enter. And if not, just come and have fun, have some food, have some alcohol, and just enjoy the day. And again, my name is Tracy. This is YQG and Bloom, and you guys all have a wonderful day.